Joining us now with more is political commentator Chris Cillizza, author of the So What newsletter on Substack and host of the YouTube channel So What with Chris Cillizza. Great to have you back, Chris. All right.
Thanks for having me.
You wrote today that the Democrats have a, quote, massive brand problem, that Trump didn't just win rural counties, he overperformed in the suburbs, in the cities, in blue states and counties, literally everywhere.
Yeah, I mean, the most amazing stat that I've seen, and I am a bit of a numbers nerd, I admit, and I spend a lot of time sifting through all this stuff, but the most amazing number I've seen, Elizabeth, since in the 2 days since the election, in 48 out of 50 states, Donald Trump did better percentage-wise in 2024 than he did in 2020. 48 out of 50. So that includes blue states, red states, states that are more rural, states that are more urban. I mean, he improved everywhere. I'll give you two examples. New Jersey. He lost New Jersey by 16 points in 2020. He only lost by 5 this time around.
Yeah.
How about California, right? California, of course, hugely Democratic state. Lost by 29 in 2020, and right now he's only losing by 17. Now, some people will scoff at that and say, who cares? He still lost. Sure. But when 48 states all move more Trumpy, something more is going on than just our traditional red-blue divide. And that to me, I think, is really worth digging into.
Yeah, it's a trend, and it's undeniable. And I want you to listen to something that Dave Portnoy of Barstool Sports said in a video that he posted, where he cited Democratic arrogance and moral superiority for their defeat. Let's take a quick listen to that.
The Democrats gave us no choice. The Democrats gave us no choice. That was the worst campaign, and their pure arrogance and their moral superiority have driven people away. If you say you're voting for Trump, suddenly you're a Nazi, you're Hitler, you're garbage. Enough. Enough.
Chris, he really touched on something here. He went on to say you are alienating all this middle ground by acting like you're better than us, smarter than us, and frankly insulting our intelligence.
Yeah, I never thought I'd say this, but I agree 100% with Dave Portnoy on that one. I think that one of the issues here is that if you are going to treat people who don't agree with you as idiots at best,
yeah,
and as deeply malintended fascists at worst, man, we're not going to get much of anywhere.
Yeah.
You know, we're going to be in a really bad spot. And look, the reality of the situation is breaking news. Twitter or X or whatever we're calling it now is not the real world. It isn't.
Yeah.
So you may have all your views affirmed on that platform or Instagram or TikTok. You are in a silo.
Yeah.
I always reminded people this. This was before Trump won. People would say, I don't know anyone who votes for Donald Trump. I said, well, let me stop you right there. This isn't Lyndon LaRouche. He's not going to get 1% of the vote. Even if he loses, he's going to get 46, 47% of the vote. Nationwide, he's going to get 60, 65 million votes. Well, he did that and then some. And I just think, yeah, I actually do agree. When liberals talk down and say, if only you were as smart and well-informed as me, you would think and believe what I believe.
Yes, exactly. You would agree with me.
That is not a path. I mean, we saw on Tuesday night. That is not a path to the presidency, the Senate majority, and probably the House majority.
And it's not just that aspect, that condescension and intellectual superiority, self-assigned superiority, by the way. It's the far left. Democratic Congressman Richie Torres blames the far left for the Dems' big defeat. He said on social media, Donald Trump has no greater friend than the far left, which has managed to alienate Hispanic, managed to alienate Latinos, blacks, Asians, and Jews with absurdities like defund the police and from the river to the sea, or Latinx, a term which nobody...
I was just going to say Latinx.
I'm Hispanic, and so is Congressman Torres. We don't ever use that term. The working class, he said, is not buying this ivory towered nonsense that the far left is selling.
I totally agree. And one of my frustrations is, look, when something like Tuesday's election happens, like any setback in life, you have two options. One, you can say, okay, what I'm doing, if I'm a political party, what I'm doing is not working. What can I do better? Option two is, you know what? Everyone else is wrong and I'm right. I will tell you which one leads to permanent minority status politically. It's the second one. And it feels to me like there's a lot of the second option that I outlined going on. Look, This was an across the board, as I said, 48 out of 50 states moved toward Trump from 2020 to 2024.
Thanks so much for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.